21.
Dos unos.
I don't even know what day. This is day. This is day 9, coming in at 6%, so it's a little bit more manageable. This is.
Is your computer dead?
Yeah. This is probably one of the more experimental ones that we've done.
Do you know what the next 4 beers are?
Yes.
Okay.
I think.
Sorry to keep on cutting you off, but
No, I got this one for sure. This was one of mine. So one of the things that when I was going through my schooling through Harriet Watt, one of the projects that the professors gave us was to study a style of alcohol production that you're not familiar with and go through the entire process, show why it's different, what makes it cool, and the one that I chose was sake.
oh, okay. I know what this is.
So this beer is called Brew-sake. It is a blend between a Japanese super dry rice lager and a sake that we made in-house. First time attempting to make a sake. Did all the groundwork on it, like trying to figure out theoretically how it was to be made, and went to our local multi-food store, picked up some rice, and kind of went through the process. It was interesting.
I like rice.
Yeah, I love rice.
I love rice more than you do.
I know, yeah, it's in your blood.
That's gonna be the highlight of this.
Just some racist remarks.
I like rice. I love rice. I love rice more.
Yeah. So you can get rice all over your face with this one. Yeah. So I made.
Oh, it smells really dry.
I made a sake from scratch with this one. We used Koji from Toronto Brewing Company, I believe.
What's Koji? Explain to the peoples what Koji is.
Koji is rice that has been inoculated with
What's inoculated? Really layman's terms.
Okay. Koji is rice that has been infected with some form of a microbe. In this case, it's...
Infected, I feel, is a terrible word to use.
That's why I use inoculated.
There's no other term besides inoculated or a...
Koji is rice that has had a mold grown on it.
A naturally occurring... No, it's just what happens. It's just you leave something out for a while, something's going to happen to it.
Yeah. Microbes are going to get to it. If there's any available starches or sugars, microbes are going to get to it and they're going to try to eat it.
Yes. So that is the most layman terms. Like, you leave a sandwich out, something's going to get to it.
It's gonna decompose or whatever.
But what we're doing is using the good microbes.
Yes. So specifically, Aspergillus oryzae.
What do you want to talk? What do you want to know
rice. About? It is a mold that has the ability to break down starches into available sugars for yeast to eat.
Now compare that to fermentation.
The brewery.
Or to, like
to
mash.
the brewing process. Okay, so for beer, we will take the grains that have the starches in them, as well as available enzymes
people that
through
are on the same
malting process.
There's people that
we put that into the mash and we incorporate everything at the right temperature so that the enzymes that are found in the grain, as well as the starches that are found in the grain, can intermingle and act on each other to take the starches and break them down into usable sugars, which the yeast later on in the fermentation will be able to eat, produce CO2 and alcohol. Now,
this is where you flash the more you know.
What is owning a small business?
Now, with Aspergillus oryzae, it is able to take the starches, break them down into sugar that is available for itself to eat, as well as yeasts. So the idea with sake is an open ferment system. You steam the rice, you cool it down, you incorporate the Koji, which has the Aspergillus oryzae, and after a couple days you add the yeast to it, but basically you're using the Aspergillus to break down the starches in the rice into available sugars, which allows the Aspergillus to grow And then once you
like,
get it to a
stuff
high enough
getting
population
stolen,
where you know it's not going to like die or anything like that,
customers'
you can now
experience,
add
like, that
more
is the
yeast
stuff
to
that
it,
I'm like,
which
I'm
now will eat
far
the
away
sugars
from,
and
which
produce
I'm
alcohol.
glad
But
I
the
am,
cool
but
thing
at
about
the same
sake
time,
is
like,
that
I feel guilty
you
that
are
you guys have to deal with it, but at the same time,
eating,
it's just
or
like,
you are breaking down starches to produce
you guys
sugars
at a time we're sheltered
at the
from
same time
that.
as the sugars are being used to
in a
produce
way,
alcohol.
like when I first
So
started,
it's a balancing
and even
system.
at chapter 2,
So
when I was there,
during the actual production
I
of
was
sake, we
operating
were
under
testing the
notion
gravity
that
levels
we
on
need
it
to fight
and
or
seeing what was happening.
and I was just kind of like, all right, I go in, do my 8 hours
I think
work,
we're
come
gonna
home.
try to make
Not
more
gonna
sake in the future,
But
just on its own. But
through
yeah,
Go on,
working
go on.
here,
Sorry to cut you off.
no. It's
It's any
so
small
like
business.
the
Oh, it's
gravity
any-
levels were
any
kind of
small
cool
business.
because
It doesn't
before
matter,
adding
brewery,
yeast
whatever
to
it may
it,
be, but
we
it's-
took a gravity level and we found that
The
it
job
does
doesn't
as
end
close
when you go
to
home.
Yeah.
It does.
it's like
Whoever owns a
1.08
small business is not
3 or
working an
8.4 or something like that, which
It is
if it were to
a
ferment out
24-hour
completely,
shift.
Good luck
would be
going on
12% alcohol.
It's, so
Uh,
11.9. We'll go
Yes,
into this in more
11.9
detail,
12.
but it's
Sorry, AGC.
fucking
It's really hard.
It's 100% the hardest
But
thing
once
I've
we added the
ever
yeast to
had
it,
do.
it fermented all of those sugars
Like,
back down to
that
0,
pandemic
so it
time.
fermented out completely.
I don't know.
And then a couple days
Like,
later,
I showed it.
we
I
took the
tried to
gravity
hide it as
again,
much as
and
I
we
can.
noticed that the gravity had bumped
It was-
back up
I'm like,
from
I have
1.001
no idea what
to
the fuck
1.025. So the yeast
You
had
put
fermented all the
I can
sugars,
kinda tell.
Oh, put on available
Face
sugar.
where you
available
tell the
sugars,
difference
fermented all the
between
available
high
sugars,
tensions. There were some
kind of gone dormant.
Oh, yeah.
stressful
The Aspergillus
situations.
orzae did its job breaking down the starches in the rice, making
And
more
it's-
available
no,
sugars
yeah, it-
for the
yeah,
yeast to
there you
then
go.
wake up
Like,
again, continue to eat.
It's
It's
easy
this
to
balancing
go back
process
and say,
between the
like, oh, this
Aspergillus
is the
and the
decision
yeast
that we
to
made, like, I
make
just
sugars,
it's
eat
like-
sugars, make sugars,
Like,
eat
it's
sugars.
like a